Hey guys, welcome to module 4, and in this module we're talking about foundations, which is step 1 of the tricep approach. Now this might sound quite elemental and quite basic to you, some of the stuff that we're going to cover, but I really think it's worth talking about because in my research around social anxiety, it seems that nobody really addresses the wider context of social anxiety, and that's what I want to do in this module. Social anxiety very rarely exists in a vacuum. It's not like you've got a great job, you're succeeding in all areas of your life, and then you just have social anxiety disorder. At least not for me or people that I've worked with. It's normally related to a lot of other things. There's some OCD going on, there's other depression and other things which are all linked in, and generally the wider lifestyle is usually quite dysfunctional, okay? There's no proper sleep routine, there's no proper diet, there's no proper nutrition, there's no exercise routine. So foundations, this is what this is all about, just setting the groundwork, setting the context. And as I talked about, a big part of this is keystone habits. So I hope you can see that with the reflection, but I highly recommend trying to develop some keystone habits. And as I said, this could be stuff like exercise. It could be meditation. Okay, it could be making your bed. It could be journaling. It doesn't really matter what it is, although I do personally advocate exercise because I think it has the biggest impact. And when I say exercise, it could literally be a 5-minute walk around the block in the morning. In fact, if you're not doing any exercise at all, that's what I would recommend. Just start off really small. Try and go for a 5-minute walk in the morning, and then try and do a 5-minute walk in the morning and the evening. Then try and do a 5-minute jog and build up from there. But it could be anything. And the idea of a keystone habit is because in the arch of an archway, the keystone is the main stone. If you take that out, everything else collapses. A keystone habit has ripple out effects, and Charles Duhigg, as I said, talks about this in his book, and he says that a keystone habit is one which will then basically go on to affect all areas of your life. And as I said, I found exercise to be exactly that for me. But it could be anything. Could be meditation, could be journaling. You can Google these, have a look, see what's most appropriate for you. But try and get some keystone habits in place. Also, in the foundational areas, you want to look at stuff like your diet and nutrition. You know, how are you eating? A lot of people get up in the morning, have no breakfast, have a coffee, go into the office, go into university, whatever. They wonder why they feel jittery, okay? I found that lack of food really spikes my cortisol and increases anxiety, so it's important to try and have a good breakfast when you wake up. Try and eat high protein, try and eat clean, reduce the amount of sugar, caffeine, alcohol, saturated fat. Look, I'm not some kind of Puritan, but all of these things do definitely have a knock-on effect to your social anxiety and just basically feeding an unhealthy lifestyle. Getting social anxiety tackled for me really means getting a much more healthy, positive, functional lifestyle. It's fine to have all this stuff, but maybe try and just put it on one day as a cheat day. By cleaning up your diet, you'll be feeling a lot better. You'll be feeling sharper, less lethargic, and it will help your cognitive processes. If you eat more healthy fats, this is good for the brain. So I really recommend doing some research on foods which lower social anxiety, such as kimchi, kefir, probiotic food, because your gut, okay, is your second brain. I'm not sure if you've heard this before, but your gut produces something like 90% of the serotonin, which is the feel-good chemical in your body, and it comes from your gut. So your gut is like a brain. You need to feed that and treat it well. Feed it with good foods that are going to increase your mood. So you can actually increase your mood through your diet, okay? Improve your mood. So have a look at some of that. Also, sleep. Sleep is usually a massive issue for social anxiety sufferers. We stay up very late, scrolling through Instagram, feeling depressed, looking at other people's lives. Then we try and sleep. We can't sleep, or then when we do sleep, we're depressed and we don't want to get up in the mornings. So developing a wind down routine. Is very important. Like how you go to bed in the evening. Try and turn off electrical lights a couple of hours before bed. Don't bombard your eyes with blue light because that's going to wake up your system. Try and do a breathing or meditation or silence practice. Take a warm bath or a warm shower. Use some relaxing salts. Light some incense. You know, it's very unlikely that you can just be up and anxious and thinking about everything and looking on your phone or on the laptop and then jumping into bed and getting good restful sleep. It's very unlikely that will happen. You need to try and plan your sleep, okay? Also, you know, your environment. This is quite simple, but if you're depressed and anxious and you're living in a house and you've got dirty dishes piled up and all of this stuff, and you know, you might say, but the place is a mess because I'm depressed. Just tidying up, trying to get your external environment in shape a little bit first can really help to calm the brain. Your external environment is an extension of your inner world. And you know, by tidying up your apartment, getting things together, just taking a small step like that can really help to calm you and actually feel like you've got more control over your circumstances. So I'm not trying to preach, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or, you know, be patronizing, but even something as small as just tidying up the apartment, washing the dishes, getting all that squared away, in my experience can really make you feel a bit more calmer, a bit more on top of things and ready to move on to the other more difficult areas of tackling social anxiety. So in this module, just wanted to give you a brief overview of the foundation blocks. As I say, keystone habits are really important. Try and develop one of those, whether it's a morning run, a morning meditation session, morning journaling. I do advocate a lot of this stuff in the morning because I think that primes you for a good day, gets you set up then for the day. As I say, exercise I think is really key. Try and have a look at your diet and nutrition, how are you eating and all of that stuff. Remember that your gut is your second brain and that you need to look after that because it creates a lot of serotonin and neurotransmitters and it actually communicates with the brain, and we're only just starting to understand that. And with your sleep, this is really key. Sleep cleanses the brain, it refreshes you, it reduces stress hormones like cortisol. It's usually really overlooked. You know, try and plan your sleep. Have a proper definite wind down routine in the evenings where you look after yourself for a couple of hours, put on some relaxing music, have a bath, light some candles, do some meditation, get yourself primed and ready for sleep, and a good 8 hours of rest so you can wake up feeling a bit more optimistic, a bit more positive and a bit more ready to face the next day and to face the challenge of overcoming social anxiety. So that's everything I wanted to cover for now. I will see you guys all in module 5.